how to heat the greenhouse without spending a lot of money, or how to maintain the temperature in the greenhouse without spending a lot of money. Hello, welcome to 7 Savings Garden, where we talk about gardening, ways to save money, and other special events. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you get notified of all upcoming videos. Hello everybody, so today I'm going to talk about how you can heat your greenhouse or maintain the temperature in your greenhouse like these, like the one behind me, without spending a lot of money. So with this, I'm going to give you some tips, various tips and various ways that you can make sure that you don't spend a lot of money maintaining the temperature in the greenhouse to grow in the winter. As you can see, the leaves and everything around me right now is the beginning of winter, and we have temperatures in and everything outside is already dead. So I'm just gonna give you guys some tips on how you can maintain the temperature in the greenhouse without spending a lot of money on heating the greenhouse. The first tip for saving money on the greenhouse like this is to make sure that the greenhouse is completely sealed, because there's no use heating up the greenhouse if the hot air is gonna easily evaporate, or the hot air is gonna easily go out. So you want to make sure that the greenhouse is completely sealed from top to bottom, and even the doors, make sure that the doors are sealed, so that way the heat that you have inside doesn't come out and the cold air doesn't easily get into the greenhouse. So that's the first thing you want to do. So the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that the greenhouse is completely sealed. That means you have to close any vents or seal any vents with plastic like this. I'm just closing this vent that I have over here with plastic. You have to make sure that the doors are also sealed so that cold air doesn't get into the greenhouse. So once all the vents are sealed, then we can go into the next process of putting containers in the greenhouse. So I'm gonna take out this to add more containers in here. I'm gonna take out this shelf, and once I take out these shelves, I'm gonna be able to put the gallons that I have right here. So I have a few gallons. This is the second one right there. That's another one right here, and these are the other two that I'm gonna use right there. So now we're gonna empty the stuff from the greenhouse so that we can put these in there. So now I'm emptying all the shelves. I'm taking all the various plant containers from the 3 shelves on that rack, so that we can pull the rack out and bring in the containers that we're gonna use. So here it is. It's empty, so all I'm just gonna do is just pull it out and get it out of the way, and then bring our containers inside. Now I'm bringing the gallons inside the greenhouse. So what I'm planning to do is put the containers like this, and then put some plywood on top and put all the plants on top of it. So I'm gonna bring in the rest of the containers, then just put them together, and then put the plywood on top of it, and that way we're gonna fill the containers with water, and then the plants are gonna be on top. So now I have the last one there. I'm gonna use the plywood and just put it on top. But what I'm gonna do first is use some plastic bags just to cover the plywood so that it doesn't absorb any water that drains from the container. So all the water that drains is just gonna slide off to the ground. It's not gonna the plywood is not gonna absorb it and create some sort of moisture and other issues with the plywood. So I'm just gonna cover all the plywood, and then we start putting our plants on top of it. I'm just using the trash bags over here and some plastic bags to cover them. So now we're gonna fill our tank. So I'm just gonna connect the hose to the tap, and first to my rain barrel, then to the tap, then just fill all the tanks completely. These are 55-gallon tanks, so it's gonna take a while to fill all of them up. But we're gonna fill all of them up. So once we're done filling them up, right now, let me just show you how it looks. So now we're just gonna start moving the plants back inside and just putting the plants on top of the containers. The second thing that's very important that you have to do is you want to make sure that you have some heat absorbing materials. It can be rocks, it can be water. What I have is I have 55-gallon containers right here, as you can see. I have 55-gallon containers here filled with water, and these containers absorb the hot weather, the hot temperature during the day, and then slowly release that temperature at night, thereby balancing up the temperature in the greenhouse, so it doesn't go to the extremes of you needing to heat the greenhouse as often as it would. Another thing you can also do is rocks like this. You can also lay some rocks around the greenhouse. The rocks absorb that heat during the day and slowly release that heat at night, so that way also reduce the amount of heat that you're gonna heat up the greenhouse with. I also have water in small containers or 5-gallon jugs. If you don't have a big container, you use 5-gallon jugs like this. This is a 5-gallon jug right here, and it's filled with water, and I have a few of them inside here. They also absorb the water and also help maintain the temperature in the greenhouse. You can also do double insulation by insulating either the shelf or the area where you are planting, like these ones here. Let me just show you here. This is a shelf that I built, and as you can see, I have plastic right here. If the temperature is going to be very, very cold at night, you can also close this whole shelf right here, and it's going to provide double insulation for the plants inside here. So even if the rest of the plants have a lot of shock, these ones inside here would have much better temperature than outside in the greenhouse itself. So you can double insulate the greenhouse by that way, or covering it with plastics and other materials that would help prevent the temperature or the freezing temperature at night. Another tip for maintaining the temperature in the greenhouse with less cost is to get a heater like this, or get a heater that has a let me show you this one over here, or you can get a digital heater like this that you can set the temperature. Like I set the temperature on this one to 50 degrees, so it only comes on when the temperature falls below 50 degrees, thereby maintaining the temperature in the greenhouse to where I want it without it heating the greenhouse even when the sun is up. It's like right now the temperature in here is about 60 degrees, so it's not on. It's not gonna come on until the temperature falls below 50 degrees or whatever temperature you put. If you don't have a digital heater like that, if you have a regular heater like this, that you cannot really adjust it, what you can do is you can get a plug, you can get this is a switch. This is what that you can use to set, so it has the cooling and the heating, and you just set the temperature of where you want it to be, and when the temperature falls below it, it sends the power to the heater, and the heater comes on and it maintains the temperature. So it also has a sensor right here that it senses the temperature in the room and also maintains that temperature in that room. So right now, like I said, the temperature right now is 60 degrees. and if it falls below 50 degrees, then the heater is gonna come on. So in the summer you can do the same thing. If you want to maintain the cool temperature, you're gonna use the socket, and if the temperature is below what is above what you want, the cool or the AC or whatever you have is gonna come on. But right now it's just for the heating, and so you can get a gadget like that, and then you should be able to maintain the temperature in your greenhouse without necessarily spending a lot of money heating it all the time. It only comes on when necessary. Another way of maintaining the temperature in the greenhouse, this one is a little bit more trickier because of depending on the greenhouse and the materials that you have, but you can use a compost bin. Some people use a compost bin or have a compost pile that heats up their greenhouse. So if you have a large bin like this and you have your materials in there, I have some worms in there, and I have leaves and grass clippings and all, it breaks down, and the heat from the bin itself heats up the heats up the greenhouse a little bit. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's I don't think it's as good in terms of using a bucket like this for that, but it maintains a little bit of mass and also helps maintain the temperature in here. Also, having small containers of water like this around also helps to absorb some of that heat, and also helps maintain the temperature in the greenhouse. So another good tip would be just making sure that you have a lot of mass. A lot of mass will be either compost or potting soil or whatever you have in here. It's gonna absorb a lot of heat during the day, and that's gonna help to maintain the temperature at night once the mass slowly relieves the temperature. So that's another thing that's gonna be a little bit beneficial. If you have a lot of items in here that are holding a lot of heat, they're gonna slowly release the heat at night. So those are some of the things that can help you reduce your electricity at night when the temperature drops, or even during the day when the temperature drops. You can still grow pepper like this, and grow vegetables like this in the middle of the winter without spending a lot of money on heating the greenhouse, and also making sure that you're able to spend wisely and reduce your cost on electricity. So as you can see, you have some pepper growing right here. So I still have peppers growing right here, which are these are plants that usually thrive in very hot weather, but they're still maintaining that production with the winter on right now, just because we're able to maintain the temperature in here without spending a lot of money on heating the greenhouse. So I hope this helps you out. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments below. I'll try to answer as many as possible. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to share. Thanks for watching. Happy growing, everybody.